Hi everyone, this is Wendy Sweet from Menopause Transformation. Thanks for being here with me. I've just come off the Zoom call with my health practitioners who come from around the world, and it never ceases to amaze me that they are having the same issues with women in terms of the menopause transition, from different countries. And it's the same for me with the menopause transformation programs that I run on an online basis. And one of the main challenges that the health practitioners were talking about was this concept of the confusion around nutrition. And we all, get a little bit distracted and confused with how we should be looking after ourselves as we come through the menopause transition. And what I said to them is that my position is that we need to be looking after our health first and foremost, and we get so distracted with the discussions around what we should be doing to put on muscle or for bone density, or for around some of the fitness conversations, particularly around high protein diets and keto diets. But we really forget about the foundations, and the foundations is the fact that we're, whether you're in perimenopause, menopause, or post-menopause, you're coming through a very vulnerable stage of your life for inflammation. And the more work that I was doing around my doctoral thesis and about exploring the health of women as they come through their menopause transition, the more that I was really focused on understanding the changes in inflammation that occur throughout the body as we come through into the next stage of our life, our post-menopause years. And the exciting thing is that never before have women lived for so long in post-menopause. And yes, we can get distracted with talking about hormone medications or antidepressants or supplements that are all out there in terms of helping us as we to deal with our symptoms and to help us cope. But the foundation to all of that is to ask yourself the question: are you sleeping? Are you eating the right foods? And are you actually making some time and thinking about how you can best look after yourself in terms of your energy? One of the things that I find with women who do my symptoms quiz, and over 500,000 women have taken the my menopause transformation symptoms quiz from around the world over the past few years, the number one concern for them is fatigue. Nearly up to 89% of them are really tired and exhausted. And I so relate to that because I felt the same. I just was dragging myself out of bed in the morning and getting through my day, drinking a lot of coffee, finding that I was getting home at night, doing all the things in the home, and then crashing on the couch at night. And I really wasn't thinking about the fact that the menopause transition was such a vulnerable stage for a lot of changes going on around my body, changes to the gut, changes to the liver, and definitely changes to the blood vessels as we come through this life stage. Yes, estrogen is an important hormone, but as we come through menopause, our liver is trying to clear excess estrogen. For those of you who are putting on a lot of belly fat or breast weight in your breasts, or you're putting on size, then your fat cells are producing estrogen, so you have to have a healthy liver to clear that estrogen. And you certainly have to be sleeping all night, particularly if you are concerned about some of your joint health problems or your weight. We do need to be sleeping all night. And as I had these discussions with the practitioners on my Zoom call, I said that one of the things that women tend not to do is to put themselves first and to think about what they need to be doing in terms of looking after themselves in this really vulnerable age and stage of life. And we do that as we're coming through pregnancy. For those who have been pregnant, we do change some of our habits to accommodate the fact that we've got this hormonal chaos, and but we tend not to do that when we get to menopause because we've got lots going on, certainly in the home, certainly at work, and we tend not to put time into ourselves. But if we we're going to look after others, and if we're going to have the energy to look after others, then we need to be looking after ourselves. And I found that out the hard way too. I put on over 15 kilos as I came through menopause. I was absolutely exhausted. I couldn't do the exercise that I needed to do because of my sore joints, and my hot flushes were totally distracting me and driving me crazy. And as part of my PhD studies, I really worked hard to understand the physiological changes that are occurring in the body as we come through menopause. Then what I did was look at how do we deal with these issues? How do we help to solve these problems by first and foremost changing our food, looking at our sleep, and helping to reduce the inflammatory changes that arise as we come into menopause. And I put those into the Menopause Transformation programs. But the most important thing that I want you to do is I want you to understand what is going on around your body as you come through this menopause transition, and even if you are in post-menopause. So if you haven't watched the Masterclass on menopause, then I'd love you to do that. You jump on the Menopause Transformation website, go to the programs link, click on it, and then it comes up with the Masterclass on menopause. And I want you to listen to my video there, because I really absolutely believe, as a women's health educator, my passion is that you first and foremost understand this life stage that we're in. And then I've got some solutions in there for you that you can start to put into place and start to reflect on, what is actually going on in terms of all of your symptoms. I always say that menopause isn't just about hot flashes or hot flushes. It's more than that. There's so much more going on as we're coming through this life stage. And never before have women been so busy. And therefore, when we're busy, there's a lot going on around our stress levels. There's a lot going on around our food and our motivation. And certainly there's a lot going on around our moods as well. So if you haven't watched the Masterclass on menopause, there's a very small administration fee. It's just New Zealand $15. And I really want you to listen to that Masterclass, because I want you to feel back in control. I want you to understand this particular stage of life, and then think about the fact that there are these other changes going on around your body. As I say, one of the biggest challenges that we have is actually looking after ourselves. And, we often put ourselves last, but we mustn't. And we can do this by getting the foundations right, getting the things around our sleep, our food, our exercise, and even, how we manage ourselves at work and in the home. You've got control over how you move through menopause with either lots of symptoms or with energy and vitality. And I learned the hard way that if I didn't look after myself and didn't understand those changes that I needed to make, then it becomes a slippery slope towards changing health as we get older, particularly changing cardiovascular health. So if you can, have a look at the Masterclass on menopause. I really want you to, to enjoy the information in there. And then if you want to, come into my 12-week programs as well, but start with that Masterclass. I'm Dr. Wendy Sweet from Menopause Transformation. My PhD was in women's healthy aging, and that's how I've positioned our symptoms as we come through menopause. I've positioned the menopause transition in the health and aging science specific to women, and I've got a lot of that information for you and understanding for you in that Masterclass on menopause. So jump on the website, have a look at the programs link, and get that Masterclass on menopause, because I really want you to feel that you know what's happening, and that when we know what's happening, then we can start to put in place some changes around our lifestyle.